Hi, welcome to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and I have some friends here today, and it's going to be a really great show. It's like new friends, old friends. I'm like so excited to have this difference. It's a different type of friendship. Yeah, we just getting to know each other, and it's really cool. So I'm going to introduce my old friend first, and that's Theta. Hi, Theta. How you doing?
Hey Dee, how are you?
I'm fabulous. I hope you had a great week.
I had an excellent week.
Oh.
Any day above ground is a great week.
I know, right? Life is so good, you know. God has just been great, you know, to just bring us together. And you've been my road dog for a couple of months now, and oh, God, a good friend, because all my other friends kind of just like to the side, you know. So I'm like, But now it's like, okay. Everybody was really excited when we first got started, and they're still supporting and they're still watching, and that's a good thing, you know, because it's a lot of good information. It's all about education. But we have a new friend, and that's Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hello.
So glad you were able to come out here.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh my goodness, you know. Well, we always ask about passion, okay? Because that's the name of the game here, you know, Passion for Life. So, at this point, I would like to know, what's your passion for life?
What is my passion for life?
Well, introduce yourself first.
Introduce myself. I am Laura. I am Laura Tria. I am Reverend Laura Tria. I am a life coach. I am clergy. I am priestess. I am teacher. I'm a lot of different things,
Yes.
and all of it has to do with spiritual connection.
Okay, cool.
Everything I do.
Wow. Well, when I met you, it was really a spiritual connection.
I thought so.
I really do. You know, it's like, wow, you just pulled me over and said, hi, let me have your card.
I did. And so I got to connect with her.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, that's so sweet, you know. And I really, well, we met at an honoree
They were
banquet.
honoring you.
Yes, I was one of the honorees.
Uh-huh.
There were several, but yes, and I don't know what I said. I wish someone had taped it.
So what I saw you say, as I said before, can't tell you the words.
Right.
But you said, I am here, I have lived, I am the evidence that faith works, I am all that, and you shone. You just like you are now.
Oh, thank you.
And I like
Thank
to
you.
surround myself with people like that.
Well,
Yeah.
when you connected with me, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. And then you called, and I was like, wow, that's really, really cool.
Except for so many people just go like this and they don't mean it.
No, exactly.
In the moment, they do this thing.
This
and
is true.
Yeah.
And when you called, and I said, well, why don't you come on my show? Because we was trying to connect and talk, and I was like, yeah, well, you can meet me now.
The fun part is that you said, "Can you want to come on the show?" And I'm thinking, but you have no idea who I am, and you just went for it anyway.
It's like, whatever.
And that's the kind of life I live. That's the kind of life I live. People who just know it and do it and know it and do it. Nice.
Hey, you know. So, what is your passion for life?
What is my passion for life? So, when I was 5 years old, I'll make the story quick. When I was 5 years old, I was raised Roman Catholic.
Okay.
First time that I went into a church and I saw, you know, somebody talking about God and everyone loving that, and there was stained glass windows and there was a bell and there was music and people were kneeling and just being beautiful with one another, and I knew at 5 years old, I said, that's what I want to do. I want to be a priest.
Wow.
Yes. And so at 5 years old, they said to me, little girls can't do that. And I was like, okay, but little girls could be nuns.
Oh.
There you go, I'll be a nun. So I used to put a towel on my head and practice looking like a nun, and I used to make my hands perfect, whatever it was that I thought that Jesus would want. And then when I was 11 years old, they said little girls can't have a husband or sex or or families, and I thought, oh, then that's not for me either. That wasn't working. That was not working. I was alive and I was an adolescent and all that thing. And so I left anything having to do with church, feeling like God didn't want me.
Really?
And yeah, it was sad. It was like my first breakup.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you based what your feelings on what man did versus
At 11 years old, yes. At 11 years old, absolutely, absolutely. So I never lost my connection with Jesus. I never lost my love for the grandeur and the mystery of life. but I absolutely walked away from every religion. I tried a bunch of different ones. I shouldn't say that. I did temples and I did shrams, and I moved into Manhattan at 19, and I checked out everything I could check out. And the more people I met, because in Manhattan you meet everybody.
For sure.
In Manhattan I met everybody, and I loved the people I was meeting. And I thought to myself, well, they can't all be going to hell, you know, because that would be, what's up with that, right? And I fell in love with humanity, because it's in humanity, just like I'm looking at you, and it's in you that I see God. It's in you that I see, that's how I feel about humanity. And so I just held on to my feeling of faith, not my feeling of faith, not my knowing. I held on to my feeling. And then when I was out doing sales, I was in sales the first part of my life. Any surprise there?
None.
I was in sales the first part of my life, selling everything under the sun. And in selling, I finally realized that it wasn't the thing I was selling, it was the connection I kept making with people.
Definitely.
Love
Definitely.
it. Yeah. And then I went to work in a chiropractor's office, and the chiropractor said to me one day, I'm going to be ordained. Would you like to come to my ordination?
Really?
And I said, sure, what ordination? And she said, I'm going to be an interfaith minister.
Wow.
And I thought, oh, that's interesting. And when I went to her ordination, there was everything on this, everything you could think of was there, and there was a rabbi and a priest and all these different religions standing together. And I was filled, humanity. And then right after that, I found my first interfaith service. And when I went to the service in Queens, there was a Jewish man and a Pentecostal woman standing at the dais, altar. And the room was filled with everybody. And I started to cry, and I knew I was home, because I believe in a melting. That's my understanding, is that there's a little bit of truth in everyone. And I went to seminary in Manhattan. A little bit after that, I went to All Faith Seminary, and I was taught by a rabbi, and I was taught by a priest, and I was taught by a swami, and I did all kinds of reading on my own, and it was fabulous. It was fabulous. And on the day of my ordination, we were in a Catholic church, and it was a full house in Manhattan, and the rabbi had us all standing on the stage, and there was about 33 of us, all wearing different garb representing whatever our original beliefs were. And I had on a feminine kind of garb, and the rabbi said to the audience, he was such a cute little old man, he was 92 years old, and he just was really cute, you know, and he said to everybody, he said to the audience, he said, this morning, he said, before I came here, he said, as I'm having coffee, he says, and I was sitting with God. And God and I were talking. He said, and I said to God, listen, nobody else is listening. Just tell me, what religion has got the truth? And God said to him, you know, I'm very wise. He said, I decided to put a little bit of the truth in everybody. This way you all have to come together to find me.
Oh.
Isn't that nice?
That's cool.
That was nice. And that's my belief system. So I'm at home, and I'm a business person. So as soon as I was ordained, I said, well, what am I going to do with this? It's not like it belongs to a particular sect.
Yeah.
So I started marrying people. And in marrying people, I fell in love with them, they fell in love with me, then they would have a baby and call me up and say, do you do baby blessings? And sure. And do you do funerals? And so on and so on. And so I serve about 2,000 people. And I serve people, not religion. So I serve them in whatever their needs are, yeah. So that's who I am.
Okay.
That's me.
No, I could feel you. I feel, and I do believe God is within. 'Cause I used to go to a church over in Lincoln Center. I forgot
Lincoln
the name.
Center, okay.
They had, and I don't know whether it was interfaith or it was just a Christian or whatever, but I forgot his name. It was I was in college, so, oh gosh, it's a long time ago. I'm just going to go to, well, I think we're the same age, so.
Okay.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm going for my high school reunion.
Oh, have
40,
fun!
Yeah, 40 years.
I graduated in 75, so what
Yeah,
is
me
that?
too. 40 years.
40 years?
Yes.
We're 40 years young.
Yes, we are. Well, at least from college,
high school, whatever that
yeah, high school. So, but no, I just know your spirit and your you are like believe in the same type of things that I believe. It's like your body actually needs to heal itself. So with all of your faith and your inner wisdom and your love, because you have that love is all there in you.
I absolutely do. And in this day and age, I find, and I've been doing this for 17 years, so people are either solidly within their tradition, whether that be Jehovah's Witness or Christianity or whatever, they're either solidly in what they're in, or they're not in the confines of their tradition of origin, but they don't want to lose their connection to that divine essence.
Right.
Yeah. And there are so many different ways to celebrate that divine essence, and I bring that to them, and then they learn who they are.
Right. Well, I know you do life coaching, and
I do life coaching. I am in hospitals regularly helping people to learn how to get out of pain without medications.
Okay.
And I am a public speaker. I do inspirational speaking, and I'm a teacher because I also teach others to be the kind of clergy that I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's me.
And you also have your own. Well,
I am the founder of the New Light Sanctuary.
Okay.
The New Light Sanctuary is a place to learn and to worship, but it's not necessarily a place. So I travel to people.
Okay.
We are online. We just started, it's called the Core Conversation. And the Core Conversation is our first service that is all throughout the United States. So we gave it a trial run last week, and we were on with the Carolinas, we were on with Miami, we were on with Canada, we were on with Indiana, and everyone joined in a conversation about the definition of the divine, what it means to them. And in that conversation, people shared their truths, and everyone shared from a place of open mind, because if you're pointing, then it's not going to work, then you can't feel yourself. And a huge belief of mine is that within you, you have all the answers. Not within this, but within here, you've got the answers because you are a spark of that. And when we validate humanity, when we give humanity a chance to speak, we learn from each other. Not so much in the words, but we learn from each other. It's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
So how did your first...
It went well. I invited people rather than putting it out to the world because I wanted to get all the little glitches out of it. I believe it went well. We are online.
Okay.
And on the phone at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So you can either be online listening or you can be on like a telephone conference kind of thing.
Yeah.
And and I take over their computers while they're on, and like that. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
cool.
good.
Excellent.
It's good.
So the thing is, at this point, you are doing this, and then people are engaging. Is it like a webinar, or?
It's like a webinar.
Can you see anything, or do you see people?
They see. I take over their computer screens. So we haven't figured out the live streaming yet.
Okay.
Because that's a whole other tech. I mean, every time you open one door, there's 10 more doors that you have to understand. Every time you walk into technology, as you know,
Gosh, yes.
And I don't want to know all this stuff. I just want to be part of it. But I'm learning, and so I'm learning. Right now, I've got the phones. I can see who wants to raise their hand and speak because I have a little thing in front of me. But I am only controlling their computer screens with PowerPoint. And
okay, well that works.
I'm getting
that
there.
Works. Well, you know what we're gonna do, because we have to pay for this. We got to go to a commercial.
Oh, got it.
Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and we're just having our conversation, and we're just sharing. So, Laura, I'm so happy to have you here.
Me too.
Oh my
I'm getting more and
goodness.
more comfortable with this space. It feels good.
Yeah, well, I think
Thank
you
you
were
for having
comfortable.
me.
Aw.
Thank you.
So, Theta, you had a little question.
Yeah.
Oh, no, my question was for you. You had said that the truth is in each person.
Mm-hmm.
And, for example, either I jump off the building or if I didn't jump off the building.
Right.
Whether someone shot someone or they didn't shoot someone.
Right.
It's either yes or no,
Right.
truth or false.
Black or white, this is the way it is. Yeah.
Exactly. So when you're saying that the truth is in each person,
Right.
so what do you what are you meaning by that?
Let's see. So one of the ways that I explain it to people is that my mind is limited. My mind thinks in words or pictures. Sometimes my mind thinks in pictures. So words are limiting. As soon as you label something, this is a bowl, this is a person, as soon as I label something, it ceases to evolve, it ceases to breathe, it becomes that. It becomes whatever you said it is, and there's no more movement in it. So I believe that God or the divine is a verb, and it's not something that we can label, and it's not something that we can know in black and white. I believe that my deepest prayers, and I pray quite often, my deepest prayers are listening to my breath and not having any noise in my head. My deepest prayer is not to insult the divine by putting words to it, because whatever that is much grander than any book, in my opinion, than any words, than any particular belief system. Because how can I take something that is grander than grand and put it in a box? For me, that doesn't work. It doesn't, I can't breathe it, I can't do that. So I am comfortable in not knowing. I am comfortable in just knowing from within. I'm comfortable with not knowing up here. I'm comfortable with whatever your belief is. Jehovah's Witness is completely different from whatever your belief is. I'm just comfortable with it, because the variety that's on this planet, if we are going to believe that it's made by something, someone, some essence, that essence made variety. And I'm okay, that's fine with me. Does that help a little bit? It's just a different way of believing. So you have a clear way of understanding, and for me, that just doesn't work. It's too boxed for me. Do you get what I'm saying?
You mean institutional religions is too box for you, is what you're saying?
I mean, anyone who thinks they have the truth, that's uncomfortable for me. I mean, I'm happy for them, but that's what they have. Because, I mean, and there's a lot of reasons for it. If you think you have the truth, that means somebody else has to not have it. It's kind of like playing games or winning a race. If someone's going to win, that means somebody has to lose.
Right.
And in my understanding, humanity is much too precious for that. I don't want anybody to lose.
So basically,
Yeah, he doesn't want
everybody,
anybody to
yeah.
lose.
So basically, everybody wins.
Everybody-
so
everybody
even
wins.
If okay, you came in first, but I came in second. So
Who cares?
doesn't
Yeah,
make a
we all
difference.
got in,
So we
right.
all got there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
thank goodness,
Yeah.
and that's why I do enjoy. God is within. And I do believe that too.
Yeah.
Because it is something that you feel inside.
So
And
there's a metaphysical way. So part of studying all the different faiths and different theologies, so there's ones that are called religion, and then there are others that are called theologies. And in the theology that God is within, and it tends to freak people out when you first say it, if God is within, then I am addressing God right now. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Good. 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 Good.
Yeah.
So
you have to be open to everything, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause you don't, like you're saying, words are limiting.
Absolutely.
So the thing is, if you just getting a feeling, and I'm big on feeling. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know.
Yeah.
I can't help that. That's just how I've been reared. You know, that's me within me.
because you're feeling.
I'm a feeling person.
I'm going to take it a step further. As a woman,
Yeah.
you are more of a feeling because we feel rather
Within,
than just be here.
Yeah.
So women, especially women, and it doesn't mean all women, it doesn't mean all men don't, it's not like that, but women feel life, you know? And so we have, technically, from a scientific point of view, women and men have white matter and gray matter in their brain. We use more of our white matter, which means that we are more intuitive to what's going on around here. So we are just more that way. And again, this is in general, but we are just more that way. So I need to feel everything I do.
That's
I
I
need
can't
to have a
help that.
relationship with everything. That's who I am.
You know, and I don't think anything's wrong with that, you know, and that's a good thing because you have to feel. You know, if you don't feel, then why?
Well,
within me, you
then
know, at
you're
least
more-
I feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I do feel.
I like that you said. That's why I reached out to you. I said, that woman can feel. I want some of that. Yeah.
And you know, it's a good to be able to touch and feel.
I think so.
You know, you have to learn how to do that to embrace other people.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, for me,
Yeah,
it does.
yeah.
When I do a lot of hospital work, and I assist in teaching nurses, and I also deal with patients, and I help them to be out of pain without medications. That's
Okay.
what they hire me to do.
And that's what we do too. You know, so
nice.
yes,
Nice.
it's all that.
How do you do that?
Well, we have beverages and different natural products that
To let their bodies
do what
it needs to do to feel better.
Yes, well, you have to get your body in the proper food
Alignment.
and what have you. That's
Yeah,
where we
absolutely.
what you put in your body, the non-processed foods, the sugars and what have you, which are toxic to your body. Anything that has chemicals, hormones. So you're trying to eliminate all that, and then we also have things that will actually balance at a cellular level.
I love that.
So
I love that.
That's where we're at.
So then you
yeah.
are also of the belief that the body is designed to
yeah.
heal itself.
Oh yeah. Well, that is how your body is made.
Absolutely.
You know, your body is a machine that works,
Yeah.
but then with all the chemicals and things that we have put into our body, now it doesn't work.
It makes
now-
it twice as hard. Yeah. I tell people, you know, when I think about the body healing itself, if you even think just about a simple cut, the skin goes back together.
Yes. Yes.
Like, be amazed about that.
Exactly.
You know, like get it. Yeah. Right?
That's how our Creator made us.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
But then everybody started messing with perfection, you know, by
agree.
adding all this stuff to it.
I agree
Creating,
tenfold.
what is it, complications.
Yes.
I'm like, why do we have to get complicated? It doesn't have to be that
It
complicated.
doesn't really do.
It really doesn't.
When I go into places where I'm sitting in a circle of all wheelchairs, right? And people are zombied out from whatever drugs. Oh my God, it just breaks my heart. And they're in pain.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do is I shut off all the fluorescent lights. And I light little candles, they're Target candles, so there's a little battery, no flame. And I put all the little candles out, and I take out my drum, and
Yeah, that drum.
that's the drum that I use that's the drum that I use in the hospitals, and I allow people to calm naturally. So what, may I?
Yeah.
All right, so one of the first things I do is I use this, and this is a Tibetan singing bowl.
Wow.
So it's made,
Beautiful.
It's so used up, and I'm
But
loving
it's
it.
still beautiful.
Yeah.
You can
It,
see.
What's it made from?
This is made from 5 different kinds of coppers and metals.
Really?
Yeah, and the way it's designed, so from a spiritual point of view, the way it's designed is this. So the sound, I don't want to hurt the mics, the sound,
Wow. And I feel that.
yeah, yeah.
I do feel that.
So when I go like this, especially when people are in pain,
Wow.
it May I bring this near you?
Vibrates.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bell, like the sound of a bell offhand. So I use the bowl, and they use these throughout the Far East. They use these in hospitals and what have you, because when the body's in trauma, it's out of alignment.
Yeah,
right. It's
yeah,
all
definitely.
static. And when you use the bowls allow. That's sweet. The bowls
Wow.
allow them the body to calm down so that it can heal better.
Right.
Okay. So
It's
then
like vibrations.
it is. It's exactly vibrations. So from a spiritual point of view, and again, in my understanding, a little bit of truth in everything, in the Quran, in the Bible, and in the Torah, they all come from the Abrahamic religions. In Genesis, it says, "And Word became man." Right. So in Hinduism, which is the first of the written religions, first of the formal religions, it is said that the vibration is what became life.
Right.
So it's not too far. I mean, if you allow yourself, they can say it sounds similar. So vibration becomes life. And it's believed that as you play the bowl, or as you allow yourself to vibrate, you know, when you think of monks sitting in that kind of thing, what they're doing is they're pulling themselves into the vibration and reconnecting themselves with the divine.
Oh.
So that's what the bowl is.
Okay, well, you know, I just got word that we have to take another commercial.
Okay.
So when we come back, we got to talk about some of the other things that you brought.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we'll be right back.
Very.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
Or on car insurance.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do dogs chase cats?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Time to make the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh. I made the donuts. We make them at least twice every day. Time to make the donuts. Not a few kinds, like supermarket. I made the donuts. Time to make the donuts. But up to 52 varieties. The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No supermarket can say.
I'm Leland Prater, and I'm down here in St. Augustine, Florida. And you're watching Madhousetv.com.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. Thanks for tuning in. And we just still having these wonderful conversations. Time is just flying.
It is. It is. It is. It's nice though.
So we had just talked about the Tibetan bowl.
Tibetan singing bowl.
And I felt the vibrations, and you let me hold it, and
Yeah.
it does make you have like this inner peace.
You know what I'm surprised at? This particular bowl is hard to sing, and you sang it like that.
Really?
People go, I can't make it sing. Really? You picked it up, and this thing spoke to you.
Hey, you know.
What is that?
Well, listen.
Either you got it or you don't, right?
It is. I got it. I'm sorry. You know, I can't even flaunt. I'm going to flaunt it right now.
Go.
Now, you have this beautiful piece.
My drum.
Drum, yes.
Yeah.
Where did you get it? It looks like Indian.
It is. Would you hand me that? Can you hand me that? Awesome. So this is a rim drum, because there's the rim and then there's the skin. And so I do a lot of guided meditations.
Okay.
And so when I'm with with people who are in pain. I allow myself to guide them with the use of the drum into getting their heads somewhere else. So when you walk into a hospital and everything is all white and sterile and they have bright lights on, and I explain to the nurses there, how do you expect the body to rest when you've got glaring lights on, and and then people come up to you and they've all got gloves on before they touch you. Yeah, and they're cold, and they use all kinds of metal things on you that are cold. Yes. So when I go in, especially when people are in trauma, we get rid of the lights, and I start to tell them that the very first instrument that the first peoples on the planet, the first Africans, the first Chinese, the first indigenous, all of them, this is the first instrument that they used to just allow themselves to feel. And of course, when I'm in a hospital and people are listening to me for the first time, I'm weird, right?
No, you're not.
No, weird for what the word means.
Well, it's different.
I'm odd.
Yeah, you're different.
And the oddness,
cool. I like different.
It works for me and it works for them. In that oddness, I get their attention because I'm odd. And as I keep the drum going, I tell them to close their eyes. And I tell them that they're listening to this drum, and I'd like them to let the drum be their heartbeat. And before you know it, it's 20 minutes later, and they are gone, and they are listening to their heartbeat. And a whole bunch of other words that go on with that. But so that's the purpose of the drum. And I use a stick on it, but you don't even need that. So you can go ahead, and you hold it there. There you go.
Okay.
Let's see if you can drum, woman. You can do this.
Oh gosh, I'm scared.
Your finger. She's using her finger.
There you go.
That's so cool.
It's so cool. Life is simple. You know, and again, they're toys, they're entertainment, but I keep it simple, and people are able to find their inner self. They're able to quiet their mind for a little while, you know,
and just let their body just take where it goes, where it needs to go.
Absolutely,
that's a good thing. That's
absolutely.
A real good thing.
And when I'm teaching, I do the same thing. When I'm teaching, I lower the lights. People used to being static, in a chair, and someone speaks up there, and the bright lights are on, and fluorescent lights suck the energy right out of your body. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fluorescent lights aren't really good for you.
No. They're not good for you, and every woman knows that in fluorescent light we look our worst. Don't
I know.
Color doesn't show up.
They call me a diva, but I'm just like, hey, come on, gotta make me look good now.
Before I came here, I thought, oh God, camera lights, because in my bathroom I look really well, But as soon as you come into all this other stuff, yeah. Thank you, thank you. So in New York, actually all over the United States, all over Africa, all kinds of places, there's such a thing now as drum circles.
Really?
You have not heard of them?
Oh my goodness, where have I been?
Who are you?
But you're going to teach
so I'm
me
going to
something.
tell you
Yes,
these
you're going to
things.
share.
So if you want to, when you feel like it, you can Google drum circle, and in your neighborhood, there are people who come together with bongos like that and djembes, that's the big thing, and they just drum all night.
Really?
Oh my goodness, you have no idea. And for as exciting as that is, it's also part of your spirituality.
Right.
Because you're just letting yourself go there. It's not in the head, and it's not trying to prove anything. It's just allowing yourself. And in a day and age where we're all about technology and and the mind is going, and we're not looking in another human being's eyes, and it's a way to just be something else.
Slow it down.
Slow down.
Yeah. I know. They've been telling me to slow it down.
Slow down.
I'm like, okay.
Where are you rushing to, Death?
No, exactly.
Where were you going?
Yeah.
Savor the moment.
This is true. Now, we were just talking about tapping, too.
So,
and that's a part of healing, or just
it's a part of healing.
Getting your body. You have to explain, because I heard about it just
tapping.
recently, but
so
I haven't really explored a lot of it.
There is Do you know what pressure points are?
Yes, actually, yes. We just finished our toxic cleansing. Well, she
with
just
the
finished.
hypothalamus glands.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
awesome. Okay.
Yes.
So we have points on our body that allow us to, that when they're open, we detox. We have points in our body that if they are closed, we are all the more uptight. We have points in our body that open the emotional centers of our body. So this is an emotional center right here. So when I tap here and I speak of whatever the issue is, I'm doing it, I'm adding a visceral, a physical movement to just speaking. So if you're in therapy and your therapist is going to want to discuss whatever the issue is, articulating is one thing, but when you articulate and add a tapping movement to it, especially if you're in the proper areas, you are redirecting your DNA. Your DNA has memory. Your DNA understands what's going on. Does that sound too big? So if you smell, when I smell cilantro,
it takes you somewhere.
I'm in my aunt's house in Puerto Rico, and there's in the yard somebody picks some, and we're having, I go there because I have memory. I have visceral memory of, like, my mouth waters. So your body, your skin, your cells have a mind of their own.
Right.
When you're tapping, you're speaking to those points, to those, and so when you want to reverse something or change something, there's a whole technology called tapping. Louise Hay uses it all the time. And again, these are things you can Google and learn a lot more about them, where you can change, shift your attitude and shift your energy. So for people who know about the law of attraction, you're both familiar with that term?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Oh, okay. So we attract what's coming into our lives. We're magnets, and we attract. So we can change our magnetic force by tapping. I have used it over and over again, and it is magical.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Cool.
Well, I'm just learning more and more, and I'm always open to new things.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Truly.
I'm glad.
Now I'm seeing these other
You're
items.
seeing who you're holding in your hands right now. Okay. That is Gaia.
Okay.
So Gaia is an ancient goddess. She's a Greek goddess, and she is life.
Okay.
And that's obvious, right?
Yes.
So Gaia,
because you have all the green and
Gaia is
like
the entire globe.
Oh, okay.
She is. Do you see all of her hair?
Okay.
So her hair has every kind of creature you can think of walking around her hair.
Look at that.
And she is grass and land. She is physical life.
Okay.
That is Gaia.
Okay.
So if you are a pagan, or if you are of any of the earth religions, then this would be one of the deities or one of the things that you focus on in your meditation or your prayer. And Jesus is sitting in lotus. So Gaia is sitting in lotus, and Jesus sitting in lotus. So this would be from an interfaith point of view, because everybody's sitting in lotus. So this is Jesus sitting in lotus, and I happen to love this statue. God, I love him. So when I do this, and Buddha, who's always sitting in lotus, right?
Yes. He is.
He is. He's sitting in lotus too. So the three of them, and I have a few more of them, we're taught to sit in lotus because it allows the spine to stay in a very comfortable place for our breathing. When I was saying to you before that in my prayer time, I don't think words. I allow breath, so that this way I'm not connecting to the divine with my smaller self. I'm just connecting to the divine. So I'm not looking for answers. I'm not looking for conversation, because the thought is conversation is small. Conversation is limiting. So instead, I'm just in that place. And so when you sit in meditation modes like that in lotus, you're just communing with the divine. So I have, because I'm an interfaith minister, I collect anybody who's sitting in, and I put them all together because it's all one.
Okay, excellent. I feel that. Okay, it's hard for me to sit in lotus though. It's just Well, I just lost the 50 pounds.
I heard. That was the other thing I heard about you. I said she's all that.
And well, it was through the toxic cleansing, and I noticed on your website that you do toxic cleansing.
I clean at least 4 times a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you help other people clean too.
Absolutely.
Through foods and what
It
have you,
depends
or-
on their understanding. Just like with interfaith, everyone resonates with a different understanding. So my way is not the right way, but I got a bag full of ways.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing something, you know, to detox. For some people, it's you know, what they purchase at Trader Joe. What you were showing me today is a whole other avenue.
Yes.
You know, then there's people who believe in just eating raw, and that cleans them out. So there's many different avenues. For me, it's about people recognizing that this is the body temple. Take care of it. This is what you got.
Yeah, definitely. You only have one.
This is it. This is it. Even if reincarnation is true, you don't get to remember.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
You have to go through the whole thing all over again, so I might as well take care of it.
Well, I had a grandmother who lived to 101. Okay, and she was one beautiful woman.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
She had heels. I had to take them away from her finally, about 99.
Wow.
Okay. So,
Wow.
but she walked straight.
Wow.
Because she was strong and she put the right things in her body.
She cared.
And she knew, okay, the doctor would say, okay, your sugar is a little high. Okay, what do I need to do to bring it down? She did not allow, she was not on any medication.
I love that.
Okay? No medication whatsoever. So it is what you put in and what
How
you...
could it be anything else? You have to be what you eat because that's it. That's what you're made up of.
Okay, we got to take another break.
Okay.
And so we'll be right back.
Stretching under sedation or manipulation under anesthesia is a very gentle, very precise procedure to very slowly release any scar tissue that is formed as a result of a traumatic injury. Many people ask, how does this work? Will I get hurt? Will you stretch me too far? We only stretch the body part to its normal range of motion. After completing the post-MUA rehabilitation program, it's very common that our patients say to us, hey, I can play ball with my kid again. Hey, I can bowl again. Hey, I can enjoy hiking again. This is what makes it rewarding to us as practitioners.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, DMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with your one and only Madhousetv. You are the man.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. And wow, this time went really fast. And well, you know, you have to just come back out.
I will do that.
You know,
absolutely.
you have to definitely
Absolutely.
come back
This has
out,
been
you know.
fun. Thank you for having me. Really.
We still have a few more minutes, but it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
But when you're enjoying people and conversation, you just are. full of life. So it's
You know,
amazing.
you said passion, and when people are living their passions, time flies. It's never work.
This is true.
Right?
This is so true, and that's why I really love what we're doing here by giving information out and sharing about the health and how we can get our bodies back where it needs to be, the best integrity. So, and what you're doing is for your body and your mind. So it's
As
amazing.
creatures, we are mind, body, spirit.
Yes, definitely.
So the mind, the body, and spirit has to work. Doesn't have to, but it does work together.
Yes.
So if one thing is off, it's all off. There are some that will disagree with me, but the cleaner my body is, and I'm not talking soap and water.
No, I
I'm
understand.
talking
Inside.
Right. Thank you.
Definitely.
Because my feet are always dirty. I walk barefoot like a lot.
I love it too.
But when you are taking care of this, for me and for others, my connection to my divinity is so much more clear.
Definitely.
And my mind is so much more clear when you take care of this. So mind, body, spirit, that's balance, that's connection. Yeah.
Well, we were saying about the toxins and what have you, because we just did a toxic cleanse. Well, I'm still doing my toxic cleanse, and because we started with raw, and then they incorporated some cooking and what have you, but very little, and we realized it is about the foods that you put in. And we were saying how my grandma, 101 years old, but she always cooked fresh until towards the end, because that's when the processed foods started coming out. And,
Right.
But she came up on a farm, and that's you know where you learn how to really go back to basics, and you start from the basics. But when our parents started growing up, then
Processed foods started to walk in.
Exactly,
yeah.
And that's what the toxicities and all the bad things started happening. And for so many years, I've been trying to find the right thing for my body to work properly. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
took forever until Theta actually ran across this gentleman.
You were the first. You introduced it to her?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. She introduced it to me. I was first starting though, because she wasn't quite ready. But as soon as she told me about it, I was like, I'm ready. I went. She went with me. She had already gone for the presentation, and I went, and I was like, I'm ready.
This is it. You know when you know when you know. You know when you know.
It was, and she knew she was ready too, but she wasn't quite. She just couldn't do it at that point.
Actually,
you know?
my funds were low.
Yeah.
So I had to.
You had to prepare. Right.
I was ready when I was born.
Yeah.
When I was born, I was ready.
That's how you knew. That's how much it was in alignment with who you are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Nice.
And
nice.
he was actually on our show last week. And
The creator of this?
Well, yes. That
Is he the creator of it?
Well,
He's the founder.
The founder
of this particular company.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Because someone else taught him. So he's not the actual creator. He just incorporated other things within his organization. So to make it, critique it.
Right.
His own.
So he made it his own.
Yeah, and he actually, his name is unique, so it is unique to everybody, and like, because everybody is different, everybody is
different.
unique,
Absolutely.
and you can't treat anybody the same.
No, you can't.
Because people try to box people in, like you were saying. You
It
can't
doesn't.
do
For me, that just doesn't work
No.
in anything. It just doesn't work.
It doesn't. And I feel that same way, because you have to treat everybody individually.
When doctors, when I see all these commercials about take this pill if you have this symptom and do that, and you're supposed to be this height with that weight, and I'm thinking, no.
It's true. Yeah, and that's why,
no.
it doesn't really work. Medication doesn't work. What happens is, like with grandma, she just would go with food. And that's why I understand a lot of doctors, rather than saying, okay, well, why don't we try a diet before we put you on medication? Changing what you're putting in your body.
They're not trained that way. They're just not trained.
That's the Western.
Yeah, that's
society.
the Western. I remember the first time I heard And it was like, duh. The first time I heard that, they found that, so a baby's born prematurely, and they stick it in an incubator. And they said, how interesting. We did an experiment that when we leave it on its mother's chest, it gets healthier faster. I'm like, duh, you know. But they try to find artificial ways all the time instead of...
Exactly, taking what's there and utilizing it.
It's a reactive rather than proactive approach.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right,
It's,
right.
it's sad. It's very, very sad. And that's why we have to share.
We have to keep sharing.
We have to keep on sharing, and because we have the means to educate.
We do, and I feel like we are in a world, I live in a world where people are much more conscious now.
Right.
They're trying new things all the time.
You
They
have
don't,
to.
you have, well,
I mean, if it's not working, you have to try something.
that's what I believe. I think it's much more common now to hear Reiki, much more common to hear raw food, much more common to hear the different drinks and yoga, and people are, language is changing.
Yes, yes. And they realize that it is good for their body.
Yeah.
And certain things aren't, you know, so
Yeah.
but it's still a lot of people that don't realize.
And it's a big moneymaker, it's hard to change.
You know, a lot of people, because Reiki, I'm not really sure what that is either. I have a friend that was doing Reiki, but you know, and of course you're gonna have to come back and you're gonna have to share. You know, just tell us how you incorporate. It's a feeling.
It's simply, it's so simple. It's so simple. We give off electricity. Our bodies give off energy, and so when I put my hands near you, I'm not touching you, but you feel my presence.
Right. Yeah.
That's because your body's giving off energy. My body's giving off energy. So it's just, and you have a lot of nice energy, by the way. But it's just calming the energy of another human being, and then you can manipulate it like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know a friend of mine's had gone and studied it, but I just knew it was something with the aura or whatever.
Right. The aura is the energy that your body gives off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And everybody has an aura. It doesn't
Absolutely.
have to necessarily be one way or the other, but it's also what you put inside will create the aura.
Yes, because mind, body, spirit is always connected.
Yes,
you know, so you have no choice but to be what you're made up of.
Right.
So you are what you eat.
This is, and you know,
it's just so.
How many years? You know, because at 2 years old, they told my parents she will be over 200 pounds by the age of 12, and I was. And by the age of 42, I was over 300 pounds. So you're kind of like, oh my gosh, why isn't this working? You know, you've gone and done so many things,
Right,
you know,
right.
and nothing worked.
Right.
And you try, you know, with this mind and your body and your spirit.
I'm glad you found what works for you.
Thank you.
I'm glad I met you.
I'm so glad I met you too. This is like so phenomenal. And I know this is just going to be a relationship that's just going to continue
Just
to
budding.
grow.
Here we go.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Theta, thank
Yes,
you
Miss Theta.
again for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Aw, you know, as
Pleasure
I
to
said, she's
meet
my
you.
road dog.
You also, my dear.
Thank you.
Very, very nice to meet you.
Yeah,
You're calling her your what?
she's my road dog.
Road dog?
Yeah. That's, you know, it's like, hey, she comes
I haven't
on
heard
out.
that one yet. This is my road dog.
She's my road dog. Yeah, you know, it's
Okay.
like my buddy that's hanging out, you know, and yeah, hey, you can be one too.
Thank you.
Okay, so but you said you're Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican Italian.
Wow.
And I'm a New Yorker. And the truth
Okay.
is, you know, Puerto Rican Italian, it's all in there, and, you know, I can feel it. That's part of me. Truth is I am a New Yorker.
You're a New Yorker.
I'm a New Yorker.
Yes, yes.
My father's family is Italian. Ask me where, I'm going to research it. I'm going to find it.
I went to Italy. It was transformational. It was beautiful. And I've been to Puerto Rico 1,000 times, and that's fabulous as well. I'm a New Yorker.
Well, I love to travel too. Yeah, we gotta talk some more. We're gonna learn. But, okay, oh, you know what?
No.
Give your websites really quick.
Oh.
Okay. And we didn't even talk about your book. So,
Oh my
you
God,
just finished
it's
the
just
book.
so much.
So you gotta come back.
Okay.
Definitely. I don't know when, soon.
Can we tell them New Light Sanctuary?
Yes,
All right.
please. Tell
So,
them everything.
newlightsanctuary.net. Newlightsanctuary.net. And you can find Laura Tria and everything else on there.
Okay, well, thank you again.
Thank you. This has been wonderful.
Yes, it has been. And sorry we didn't have enough time to go through everything, but she'll be back. So next week, come on out and enjoy Passion for Life. Thank you.